Yes, it looks like I'm on live stream on multiple streams, and hopefully my kids aren't too loud. I know I'm eventually we're going to get some they're going to go back to the school. I'm going to have a little bit more of mummy time, and I'll have time to do my lives, but I definitely feel the pressure of just being in here. I'm worried one of them might come in, and who knows, might have a naked boy. But anyways, this is day 7 and happy Sunday. This is day 7 of my 100-day live challenge. And I wanted to talk to you about future casting, future planning. And, since it's a new year, are you setting goals for yourself? Because before, honestly, when I was just working my 9 to 5, I never really set a goal or anything like that. Um, and Yeah, I never really set any goals. So I was just going through the emotions and just flowing through my day, and nothing was really happening besides feeling the struggles, or life is like a wave, right? So, what I started to do is I took a course, and it was a coach that was teaching you how to bust money beliefs and stuff like that. And she taught me a really good way to create a vision board in this time of day and age, right? Because before, you used to go get magazines, and you used to cut up all the papers, and you used to build your vision board and stuff like that. But now, I would have to go buy a ton of magazines. And I know when I first started, I actually went and bought a couple magazines. And I think some of the magazines were like $20, and I was like, holy crap, when did magazines get so expensive? But anyways, so now I think the new way is to use Canva. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but Canva is a great piece and a great tool for your business, and for just using that visualization. Because when we were doing the course to create a vision board, what she would say is, try not to use words, because words limit our mind. They mean something different for everybody. And a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? It's worth way more. So if you're flipping through the book or the magazine, and then something would catch your eye, right? So now I would use Canva, and I would say somewhere I wanted to travel. So I put the country's name, and then I would pick a picture that spoke to me, or I could feel some sort of emotion. So when I'm picking these pictures, they create this emotional being, like this energetics inside me when I'm looking at this now daily, right? So I use Canva. And so here is my vision board for 2024. And before that, I've done this now. This is probably my 3rd year. So the first one, mine was intentional balance. When I was first becoming an entrepreneur, I was kind of all over the place. I didn't know how to be intentional with my time. So intentional balance was one of my main goals to create. And I definitely did that using my vision board. Be intentional with my time in areas, and in controlling my emotions, right? Just being self-aware of myself, right? And then my next year was action, which I literally, last year I took action. I had major action. I was doing all the things. I was taking courses. I was taking programs. I was doing all the things to better myself and all that. So I was hustling. Like really bad. And hey, Amanda. And then this year, my action word is surrender, because I really believe that I need to keep doing the things, like being and doing, but embodying those things that I need to do. So I'm still taking action, but I'm surrendering into it to create it, right? So when I first created my vision board, even like, I'll give you examples. So last year, I did my vision board, and I put on there Australia, and I put on there Bali, and I put on a whole bunch of other things. But this is one really sticks out to me, because in the beginning of the year, I ended up traveling to Australia with my 2 young kids by myself, because my wife didn't want to go with me at the time. But she decided to meet me in Bali, which was so crazy, because I never asked her to go to Bali. And she watches my page, and she does some things, but she really didn't pay attention. And then at the time, it was my Facebook cover. And so I put Bali on there, and then it was her that brought up Bali, right? So then she ended up meeting me in Bali. And this was at the very beginning of January. So I made it, and then it was like, boom, it happened like right away. And I was thinking, so when you make your vision board, it can happen like really, really fast once you put it into play. When you start setting those big, big goals for yourself, you just have to like surrender it and just do what you're supposed to be doing, and then it's going to come forth for you. And another thing, I got inspired. This is amazing. Want to travel so bad. Yes, Amanda, where do you want to go first? Where's your first spot with you and your family? Yeah, so what really inspired me is one of my friends who's doing the 100-day challenge. She was claiming it. So I wanted to share my 2024 vision board, and I use Canva. And I think it's really, really important that we try not to use any words, because when we use pictures and stuff like that, it will allow our imagination to think bigger and visualize things a lot more. So in my thing, I have, I don't know if you can see it, but I have a woman walking across the bridge. And this one is to bridge my gaps. So this is an image to keep working on, focusing on how I can bridge my gaps in my business and in my life and in my health and in my wealth and in my relationships, all those things. So this is super important. I want this on my vision board. Another thing I'm going to start doing is journaling. So I've done a little bit of journaling, but I got really big into meditation first. And I really found the power of like when you go within, like you really know all your answers. Like this is why I think it's so important to not always talk to other people about what you're doing, because they can influence your opinion. And really deep down on your soul, you have the answers already. So you just need to get clearer and be open to listen to your own inner tuition, because you're here for a reason and a purpose. Oh, the Maldives. The Maldives is one of my favorite places. I've never been, but it's definitely on my list. It's like Tahiti, and my best friend has been, and she says it's incredible. Like you literally like lay right there over the water. You see the fish. You could just jump right into the ocean. Even on a rainy day, she says it's so cool because she used to live in Dubai. So they would go there all the time. So it's definitely on one of my bucket lists. Now, would you take your kids to the Maldives, or would this be for you and your husband? And you want to go to Cabo to meet Chris and Andrea? Yeah. Yeah. No, Cabo's awesome. You should definitely do that. Yes, get on Canva. Canva is where it's at, because you just plug in like the stuff that you really want, and then these pictures will come up. So I feel like it's just like when you're looking through the magazine, but really it's on the computer and it shows you such a variety. So it's a really good way to get your own vision board. So yeah, journaling is one of my things that I'm going to really focus on this year, because I really think honing in and refining my character and listening to who I am and who I want to be and where I want to go and what I'm doing, I think is so important. So I think journaling is like one of the key things to get clarity for yourself. And then that way, like you really know where you're going. And then I have a picture of like two women overlooking a scenery, because I love my wife, and she's the most important relationship I have. And I definitely want to make sure like it's number one, because without her, like I can't imagine my life without our kids or traveling or just doing it by myself. Like I took my kids to Australia by myself, and I think I still have a little bit of PTSD from the amount of luggage I had to carry by myself, but I did it. But I swear I still have PTSD from the luggage. So I came home, I almost became a minimalist. So, and then I have a picture of riding a bike with a heart. And I just think it's really important to the people that are around you to, make your relationship good. Like my relationship with my wife is my most important. So I really want to value it, and I want to pour into that. So that's definitely on my vision board. And then I have a group of people here jumping in the sun, and that's leadership. And I just think it's super important to pour into leadership, to grow yourself, to make yourself more valuable so you can serve and help others as well. And this would be like personal growth and business here. And then over here is Japan. And this is a picture of Japan as well. So my company Their 50th anniversary is coming up in June. So I have it definitely on my vision board. I have bought my tickets, which I heard that they're actually sold out. There's like over 5,000, I think almost just under six, that the tickets are gone. And I don't know if they're going to look for a bigger venue because a lot of people still haven't bought their tickets. They were just waiting, right? So I definitely bought my tickets for that. So I plan to go to Japan for our 50th anniversary with my company. And then this is just another one with the family. And it's just because creating those moments with my kids and those core values, like you can't, it's priceless to create these imprinted moments with your kids and your loved ones. And it's super important. And then now I have a picture of health, just because I think when you're creating wealth in your life and you want to become successful, I think health goes hand in hand, because if you don't take care of yourself and you don't have your actual health, then you can't enjoy all the things. And if I know, when I was studying like a whole bunch of entrepreneurs and people that were super, super successful, health has always go side by side with them. And they really focus on being the best version of themselves and actually honing in on their health. So I know myself, before, when I first got into my business, that this is how I found it, because my health was actually in the toilet. And so I had two young kids. I was looking for that missing piece to actually make me live as long as possible. And I wanted to do everything possible because my kids were young and I'm a mature parent. I wanted to make sure I'm around for as long as possible. So definitely I've been focusing on my health. I hired a holistic nutritionist last year. She taught me so many incredible things. And even eating cleanly and removing all the toxics in my home, like slowly and stuff like that, has really made a difference on my energy and my sleep. I didn't think that I could actually have more energy, but I had way more energy from this. So what you put in your mouth like really does matter, and it really can get you thriving, right? And then another thing is I have a magnet on mine, a money magnet. And it's so funny because I let my kids play with real money. And some people think that that's crazy, but I just have they have a little bucket. They play with real money. They got all the bills. And I just think it's really, really important. So like when they find money, they always put it like in this piggy bank that they can play with. And I always tell them when they find money, I'm always like, money loves you. It loves you. It's attracted to you. It's always flowing to you. And they're like, yeah, money loves me. Like they just naturally are sending that message out to attract money, like that vibration frequency, because they're so like they don't have like the limiting beliefs and the programs that like you get when you've like gone to school, or you start getting puberty, or you get older and you start going around other people, because other people can influence your life. Like first it's your parents and then it's your peers, like, you know, so when right now, like they're still so pure. So I always like to put in those things, because one of my limiting beliefs was like money doesn't grow on trees, and you know, it's hard to come by. Like those were things like we were just taught like growing up and stuff like that. So I always let them play with like real money, like 50s, 100s, 20s, 10s, 5s, like all the things, like they get to play with it. And you know, they find it all the time and they put it in their piggy bank. So they're always finding money, which is amazing because it really does gravitate to them. They find it out when we're out and about, like just on the road, like it does gravitate to them. It's really wild when you start telling them to think like that. And when they do find it, they actually say like, money loves me. It always is flowing to me with ease and flow, right? Maybe not in those exact words, they're a little bit littler, right? And then I also think like what's super important is like spiritual, like being spiritual, being with God, being with yourself, because getting connected to your soul, like your soul is the one that is here to guide you for your purpose, for your vision, for your mission. Like we're all here for different reasons, and we all have a different reason why we're here, you know? And one second. Happy Sunday, you guys. So yeah, so I really believe that it's super important to get in touch with your soul and spiritual and God and the universe and higher source energy, to call it in and really learn about yourself and whatever is it's important to you, right? And then I have also molecular hydrogen, medical grade water. That's the only thing I drink. It's my favorite thing. It has changed me and my family's health just by incorporating this one thing into my family. I'm sleeping better. I'm moving my body. It helps regulate my hormones. Um, it helps with inflammation, detoxing your body. I've done some challenges where we started running and exercising, and I used to not be able to walk or run on concrete, and I was running on concrete for like 30 minutes and I didn't feel any pain. So this is where I really saw the change of like when you put in your body like something to help support with the inflammation and the pain and stuff like that. Like we don't always have to reach for Tylenol and Advil. Like that just that's just a band-aid, right? But if we use the things to actually help prevent and support our body, it's so much more beneficial and so much more health and all the things. So this is oh yeah, and then my last one, but in Japan, I have a blonde girl because my hair is multicolor. I don't know what color to pick, if it was going to be red or blonde, but anyway, so this image kind of spoke to me, and it's a woman like going across the stage and woo, like celebration because yeah, my goal is to hit 6A. And I know if I like put my head down and I put my blinders down and I really start to focus and call in my people and stuff like that, like I'm gonna walk across the stage in Japan. That's my goal. Here it is, Japan, here it's coming. So that's my main focus. And I can't wait to help serve and support all these women that are attached to my destiny, because I really do believe that people come into your life for a reason, for a season, for a purpose. And even just coming on here live, like was terrified to publicly speak. It took me about 2 years to get on social media, to come on live. I used to have like that deer in the headlight and then it would just go blank. So learning to monetize my social media and getting out of my comfort zone and being and embodying the things I need to do to move myself forward, to become that leader and to support other women to start and scale their own business, and just to be kind and spread the love of like positivity in the world. I know that I sometimes live in a bubble. I have my parents that watch the news, so they always keep me update for major updates. And then I have my wife that watches the other side of social media that I don't even click on, so I never ever see any kind of like the chaos or what's really going on. So I always have updates around the world, but I don't really actually watch any social media for news and stuff like that. I feel like there's just some truth, but not real truth to it. So I'm also aware of that. And I try to just be conscious of that energetically. I don't want it wrecking my vibration. I'm in the high vibes, in the high vibe community, and we're impacting and changing the lives of women online. And there's so many women last year that it was just exhilarating to watch so many women quit their 9-to-5 jobs and they've brought their spouses home and they're spending times with their babies. They're not putting their kids in daycare. And it's just so empowering to be around the fire and around the community that's so on fire and just a crazy impact. And I'm just so grateful that I found it. And when your heart is open and you're really, really looking to change your life, like for me, it was my health. I was really looking to change my health. After I had my babies, I had very high risk for diabetes, and my doctor kind of like sat me down and was like, if you don't change your health right now, like you're going to be a diabetic tomorrow. And I was a diabetic for both pregnancies. So it was terrible to have to like give myself insulin and then eat when I wasn't really hungry, because I had to eat, because if I didn't, my insulin would take my blood sugars too low. And when it got low, it felt so icky. So then I was eating when I wasn't really hungry. And it was like, it was terrifying, like to think like if you got stuck somewhere, or if you didn't have your medicine, or you weren't able to eat, like it was just a scary fact. I remember going away on just a boat tour when we were at the lake, and I didn't grab a snack, and I took my insulin that morning, and we got off and we were exploring and stuff like that. And I just remember like my hands were shaking, my vision was starting to go, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need food. I forgot my snack. And it was like really scary. We had to like jet back just so that I could eat, and I felt so ill. So anybody that's a diabetic, I really feel for you guys because it wasn't nice. And you have to really be self-aware and take care of it. So that was like my oomph to really take care of myself. And I want to prevent it. Like we have it in my family, so it's usually old age, but she said like if I don't change my ways that it could come sooner. So this is how I found my business online, which I'm so grateful for. And I really want to encourage you guys and invite you to start vision casting, because when you set those big goals in your life and you have a purpose and like a direction, like having that direction in your life really does matter. And it gives you like, then you can see like your gaps. Then you can see like, okay, I didn't show up for myself today. What am I going to do today? Like, what am I going to do today to get myself there? Like if it's buying a car, buying a house, going on vacation with your family, getting your business started, getting your business moving, like whatever it is, if we don't have any kind of goals or direction to actually fuel the fire to keep our motivation strong and keep us going, then really we'll just fall flat and we'll get out of bad habits, right? Like it's like when the new year starts, like everybody goes to the gym, right? You ate so much at Christmas time, you're like, oh, I need to go to the gym. I feel it too. I even have my jeans like undone right now because it's still a little tight. I have to like get back on it, you know? But yeah, you'll have to give yourself grace too. But yeah, so when you go to the gym, like it's like so busy for the month, the first 3 weeks, and then it just falls flat, right? And then people just they get tired, they're still in their grind of like their work, and then their excuses start to get louder and louder. So if you don't have big goals for yourself, or if you don't have a vision, if you're not future casting, another good thing to how to future cast, and I'm getting into journaling, is write a letter to yourself. Write a letter to your future self of like the year has already done, and thank yourself of like how the great you've shown up and what you've done and where you're going and all the things that you did this year. But so write it like it was 2023, but you're going to write it for 2024 as it already happens, and really dive it deeply into those emotions. Like you want to feel the emotions. Like for me, walking across the stage, like I want to feel the exhilarating, the loudness and the clapping and the thunder of the stage and where we're at as we're walking down, like the vibration. I want to feel those emotions and just tap into it. And so I highly recommend that you guys start journaling and journal and future cast your year, your 2024. So let's make this your 2024, your best year yet, because I know we're always growing, we're always evolving, and I just wish you guys all the best. And my DMs are always open. So if you have any questions for me, if you just want to say hi, we're Facebook friends, we're Instagram friends, we're social media, please reach out. I love connecting with strong women online. Let's help each other. Let's cheer each other on. And you guys just have like the best day. Happy Sunday. I can't believe I talked so long. Oh, my parents are calling now. But anyways, you guys have an awesome day. Happy Sunday. And thank you for the love and support and coming here and joining me in my 100-day challenge, day 7. And you just have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you, everyone.